Smells like winning. What's up everyone, Scott the TroutHammer here, and I've been waiting for this day for, well, a week now. So unfortunately in my life, back issues are a thing, and I don't know what I did during the week, but something messed up my back. I couldn't move at all for a couple days. Had to just pretty much lay low, so now I'm ready to fish. And we've got our new STIX rods that we need to take for a spin. Got them all paired up with the reels that I intended for each one, and already got them rigged up with line, lures, all those goodies. So we're gonna take these for a test run down at a local lake, but before we get out there, if you guys haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down there, notify bell next to it, so you're gonna be the first to see all the great content that's gonna come from this channel. And when you subscribe to the channel, if your account setting is on public and I can read your name, I'll give you a shout out in the video I record over the weekend, which today is. So another 40+ subscriber week, and this time I finally have some names to shout out. So today I got shout outs for Edward Vosnay, Jared Dare, Aeon Short Sleeve Gaming, and Fred Galindo. Thank you all so much for subscribing to the channel. I'm never gonna get tired of doing these shout outs. My way of showing gratitude for you thinking that my content is worthy of a subscription. So thank you so much for doing that. And for everyone who subscribed to the channel that had your account settings on private and I couldn't read your names, you guys know who you are. You guys are rock stars. I thank you just the same. So I sort of teased this in a video last week where I said there are a few things that I think anymore could take my fishing to the next level. Now I'm not counting things like actually getting in tournaments and things like that. That'll obviously help improve being in a competitive state, but just as, an amateur, still an amateur, just a bank banger and hopefully a boat owner pretty soon, these things are the things that I think will help bring me to that next level, having proper tools for the work I do. Ask any artist, ask any mechanic, anyone who has sort of a trade where they need specific tools to help them do the job better, they'll say the same thing. For fishermen, having the correct rods, reels for a certain type of fishing is definitely going to carry you further. All right, so I'm going to get everything here packed up and in the truck, and we'll see you guys out on the water.
Yep, you saw me. There you go, guys. That's a fish. There you go, guys. That's unreal! Oh, this is such an awesome looking fish. Oh, yeah! All right, guys, check that out.
Well, this is frustrating. So let's start with the hybrid stick. This is the 7-foot medium moderate fast action rod. I paired this one up with a Cast King Royal Legend reel. I got spooled up with 30-pound P-line braid. And we're just gonna start pitching around craw plastic around here. I got that thing Texas rigged, but I don't have the weight pegged. That's fish. Nope, that was a twig. That tree pounder. They have a whole half of the lake that no one's on. For some reason, they're bringing it through here where everyone's fishing. Well, now that those nuisances are out of the way, I understand it's a public place, but you can't have a measure of just common decency to not try to ruin other people's fun. Well, with this breeze, I'm gonna pick up a square bill. So this is the reaction stick. It's the 7'6" medium heavy, moderate fast. I paired it up with an Abu Garcia Pro Max reel and 12-pound P-line floor clear. Alright, well, first cast with the square bill is pretty smooth. That's usually not the case with square bills and I. But we got sort of a bluegill pattern square bill, the new Bill Lewis Echo, and it's got a real nice chartreuse bottom. Should be good standout for fish that are going to come up from below. Probably take this. So the Abu Garcia Pro Max is a 7.1-to-1 gear ratio reel. Makes it so I don't have to crank as hard to get the action I want out of crankbaits. So I went with the floor clear because I'm really familiar with this line. I've actually never used 12-pound floor clear before. I usually use the 2-pound on my ultralight rod, and I use the 4-pound on my light rod. I used to use 6-pound on the light rod, but I'm really familiar with the floor clear. It doesn't have as much memory. It casts really smooth, and it doesn't have the problem that pure fluorocarbon does with casting reels, where it just wants to jump off the reel anytime the bailer's open. So far, this is handling really smooth for this square bill. Like butter. So I'm starting fishing pretty early in the evening. Well, I mean, it's not even evening yet, it's still late afternoon. So starting with the reaction baits, because if I'm gonna catch something right now, it's probably gonna be more off a reaction than off a hunger. I'm picking a spot that I know is a usual travel lane for the bluegill and the sunfish when they're coming out to their spawning grounds, well, coming out to their feeding grounds before they start spawning. Well, I think this is a new record for me fishing a crankbait on a reaction rod, a casting rod, where I think that's like 10 casts now and I didn't have a backlash. But then again, that's probably a bonus for the higher quality reel. I'm fully anticipating the RC boaters scared everything away over here, but got the open water. That's where I want to try the square bill. Now this is something that me personally, I absolutely geeked out on when I was getting this rod and reel set up, is how close the lure keeper and hook keeper is to the reel. So one of the things that is always frustrating about fishing lures that have these treble hooks is when you just put one in the lure keeper, you got hooks flowing, just out moving freely. You're gonna snag it up on things, you're gonna have to cut it loose from things. And you wanna put your crankbaits and your jerkbaits right here on this crossbar in the reel, and having that lure keeper there allows you to put that other hook in there, so that thing doesn't move around at all. Again, just a little detail I geeked out on. Also, while we've got open water, you can fish a bluegill swim bait on the power stick. So this is the 7-foot heavy, moderate fast. I paired this up with a Lose Laser MG, and I've got 50-pound braid as a main line, going to 20-pound floor clear as a leader. Now, one thing I noticed with these rods is these guides are super small. These are almost micro guides. If you're gonna do braid to leader, which I've always been a braid to leader guy, you gotta be really good with your knots. The double uni knot didn't work so well, so I've got an FG knot going to my braid to leader knot right there. See what a lonely bluegill, lost and in distress, can draw out. Running the swim bait on the power stick because it's a heavier lure, but also it's got that one big hook. I'm gonna want to get that hook as deep into the fish's mouth as I can, so that's why I'm running it on the strongest rod out of this set. This rod's also got just enough action that I can pop that swim bait. So that swim bait is a sinking swim bait, and it's a segmented swim bait, so it allows you to fish it a little more aggressively. You can give those pops, and what it's gonna do is it's gonna charge forward and look in a certain direction, charge forward, look in a certain direction. It's gonna act like a wounded and or distressed bait fish. A couple of bluegill over here. So let's toss around the Finesse stick. This is the 7'6" medium light moderate fast. I've got this one paired up with a Fluger. I cannot for the life of me remember what type of reel this is from Fluger. It came with the Nighthawk combo, and I got it rigged up with 6-pound P-line tactical fluorocarbon. Now this is going to be sort of a test run for me if I want to use this line as a lighter spinning combo line. Oh yeah, there's a ton of bluegill over here. Well, let's join the school. And well, so far I'm liking the way the 6-pound tactical fluorocarbon casts. I'm getting some pretty good distance on a small jig head. That's a 1/8 ounce jig head. Now, of all the rods in this set, I mean, they're all bass rods, but out of all the rods in this set, this is the one rod that I'll probably most likely have as a crossover to panfish also. Because a 7'6" medium light is gonna be fantastic for crappie. And actually, you know what, let's just go ahead and break the ice and land a panfish on this thing. And there we go. And it's green sunfish. Well, first green sunfish of the year, and it's also on the new STIX rod, so that's pretty cool. Well, this looks like as good a topwater spot as any. And topwater means we're using the surface stick, so this is the 7'4" medium heavy fast action. Paired it up with an Abu Garcia Pro Max. I paired it up with the Pro Max specifically because I wanted a, well, that's a good sign. I wanted a fast reel with topwater because especially when you're fishing with frogs, you want to be able to catch up to the bite real quick to set the hook. So I got that with a 7.1 to 1 gear ratio reel, and also I've got this rigged up with 50-pound braid as the line through and through. Want that strong floating line for topwater. Okay, I did not expect to bomb it like that. That was great. All right, so this rod has a good stiff pop to it. Man, this already, I am absolutely loving this combo. I mean, this is just smooth. Yeah, I fished this combo for about the last 20 minutes. I just couldn't put it down. I think this might be my favorite combo out of the set, but I got one more rod to use. So the last rod of the set is the hybrid spin stick. This is the 7'2" medium moderate action rod. I got this paired up with a size 30 Fluger Tryon with 8-pound P-line tactical fluorocarbon as line. So let's just chuck a Senko around a little bit. All right, good casting distance with the fluorocarbon line. Now that I probably got everything in this whole area pissed off from a buzzbait. This combo weighs nothing. Actually, really all these combos weighed nothing, but this one, seriously, doesn't even feel like I'm holding a rod. Well, I had one that was probably 2 pounds, followed the Senko in, was interested but didn't commit to biting. Oh, this fish is back. This is a catchable fish. All right, I've got that fish mad at the bluegill. All right, I think this fish is tired of my shenanigans. All right, I've been here for a couple hours and haven't caught any bass yet. Now I just want to catch some panfish, and since I didn't bring my ultralight, this is gonna have to pass. And we got sunfish. Let's see what's down here. And a bluegill. Another little bluegill. Well, normally my battery dies right as I cast and then catch a fish. This time, battery died as I set the hook on a fish. That's good sized green sunfish. Yeah, I'll probably just catch a few more and then call tonight. Got you that time, little tiny dude. Oh, that's a baby red ear. That's a baby red ear. You barely even have the red behind that ear yet. And it is, oh, another red ear. Yeah, these guys are a little less common in this lake, but they are here. Thought you fooled me, didn't you? Well, guys, that's it for the first test run of the STIX rods. These guys will not shut up. Didn't catch any bass today, but I think it's because I picked a really difficult lake this time of year. I know the bass are just now starting their pre-spawn here. We just started getting the panfish activity, but I got into a few good panfish, so happy about that. And did it on the rod that's going to be the crossover between my bass rods and my panfish rods. Had a chance on a fish that looked like it was starting to bed. Did everything I could on that. It just lost interest last minute and swam off. It was getting pretty mad at that bluegill. But let me know what you guys thought down in the comments below. Let me know what you guys thought about the rods, the fishing, the lure selection, the lake, the awesome Waverly sunset behind me. And of course, if you haven't already, go ahead, hit that subscribe button down there, the notify bell next to it, so you're gonna be the first to see all the great content that's gonna come from this channel. And when you subscribe to the channel, if your account setting is on public and I could read your name, I'll give you a shout out in the video I record over the weekend. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. And as always, tips up, tight lines, and have fun fishing.